You are tuned in to DAR Sports Media, the college football show. We're obviously excited. There's a lot of personal things going on here with the college football show amongst us all here in the happenings of the world of college football. Hey, you said you were super excited to jump on, get this episode rolling this week. Go ahead and tell us why.
Florida State is 0-2, and I called it. I'm excited. I knew Georgia Tech was going to come in there. Where were they playing? In Dublin. I knew they were going to come on that field, punch them in the mouth, send them home, send them back to Florida State 0-1. And then I was like, you know what? I like Boston College this year, and I don't like Florida State this year. And what happened? They got punched in the mouth again. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I honestly thought it was going to be a close game. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Florida State is definitely going through a rebuild. I didn't think it was going to be – I knew they weren't going to be as good as last year, obviously losing key players at a lot of positions. But this is bad. Like, they might not be bowl eligible when it's all said and done. So, yeah, I'm just excited that I've been perfect on Florida State season so far.
So, I think the toughest part for me watching that, and what was the biggest statement to me, is it was still a winnable game. It was something like 28-13 with 7.5 minutes left, and the stadium was already half empty. Like, people were throwing it. This is the fucking Florida State Seminoles. Like, Bobby Bowden, 20 straight years of domination. You got people fucking leaving the stadium with 7 minutes left in a 13-point game? God damn. That's fucked up to BC. It wasn't even fucking Miami or Georgia or Clemson or fucking Florida. Fucking BC was putting it on you like that, where people were leaving with 7 minutes left. Fucking A.
I'll tell you this about Florida State fans. When we ain't playing well, we call our players and our teams out straight up. When Willie Taggart was coaching us to 4-win seasons and losing to FCS schools and shit like that, yeah, we called him out. We don't accept fuckery, man. That's the thing about us, man. Like DJU, we paid money for this shit. He bumping it up, throwing for 50% and shit. Like, man, garbage. Missing wide open touchdown throws. Terrible. Like, to go from Jordan Travis to DJU, bro, it hurts. Like, and I hate to agree with a person I don't like, but Emmanuel Acho, he was like, yo, I was on a 13-1 Texas team. In the following year, we went 5-7. I kind of get that vibe for Florida State. When I saw us against Georgia Tech, I was like, yo, I think we can get 8 wins. After seeing us against Boston College yesterday, I don't know if we bowl eligible. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know. We look buns. Defense is soft. Run game non-existent.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that.
21
a pack of buns. Having a cookout. Grilling burgers. Just buns everywhere. Are you... Is it time? Do you need to change this quarterback? Are we going to pull the $800,000 man?
185%. Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's a fucking disaster, man.
Get him the fuck out of here, man.
You want to start Luke Kromenhoek?
You said what?
You want to start Luke Kromenhoek?
Oh, well. He can't do worse than DJU. Luke Kromenhoek probably would have hit that touchdown pass.
All you got is freshmen, honestly. Okay. You got McNamara, but the rest you
already started off 0-2 our season over. We didn't even get to the meat of the schedule yet, bro. We just played 2
about to say
0-2 in the conference. Season's over.
We're pretty close to this being a rebuilding get experience year anyway, so fuck it. Right?
That's what I'm saying, Eric. That's what I'm saying, dog. We cook, bro. Like, Norvell might not have a job. I mean, he won an ACC championship. That's probably the only thing that's going to save him. But if he has another year like this, he's 100% out of there. I think he might finish out the year. We're going to be buns. But that's like only 2 winning seasons in about 4 or 5 years, man.
Oh, wow.
If you really think about it, because he took over for Taggart. To be fair, Taggart was atrocious. You already know how that goes, Tay. It's hard to rebuild from him, but he did and eventually got to 7 wins. Then I think we got to 9. Then we had last year. I don't even think we got the 7. Now we got like 6, I think. We was bad for a while. We missed a lot of bowl games for like a good 3 to 4 year stretch. Like I said, after Willie Taggart, nothing can hurt me, bro. As far as Florida State football, we buns this year. Shit, we might be on Taggart level this year. Like I think
how things can change in 2 weeks.
I was hyped first episode too, man. I had that bum ass motherfucker in the Heisman race with my boy Noah Fafita, who we gonna talk about later. But man, fuck these dudes, bro. It's too much talent in college football for me to like let them stress me out. Plus, my Celtics won the championship, so I'm good. But anyway.
So speaking of, this past weekend, 2 good calls there by Tay. Notre Dame and USC, 2 fantastic football games, beautiful football games, and 2 teams that have really come forward with some top-notch defenses. USC looking even more of a surprise. I think a lot of people expected Notre Dame's defense to be pretty strong, but USC's defense is a fucking revelation. They looked great. It looked like the championship level competitive defense. Tay, good call on USC and Notre Dame. What'd you think of those 2 games, those 2 teams?
Notre Dame. I like the Riley Leonard pickup. He didn't play like out of this world, but it's something, it solidified the quarterback position. But their defense, like I said, their leader on defense, Xavier Watts. If you watched it, you saw him all over the place. He had a pick. He led college football in interceptions last year. Like just the anchor of the defense. Like Notre Dame, they just locked up. I mean, Texas A&M really couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they had that quarterback in hell.
Yeah. He was 12 for 30. I don't know because I remember 2 years ago Texas A&M, they had the best recruiting class. They had like 19 5-star. When has that they translated to good football?
They went to the transfer portal.
I know. Yeah, a lot of them left, but it's just sad to see that they was we got this year. We got this year.
You know what's funny though?
They suck.
You know what's funny? They had Haynes King from Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been balling at Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
even last year, he played really well.
Yeah, they rather play Connor Wegman. I don't get it, man. That was a horrible game. Maybe it could be Notre Dame's defense, though. I'll say that it could be their defense.
They NFL defenders. That's a fact.
They definitely do. Yeah, that defense was crazy. I liked what I saw from Jeremiah Love. He was a backup last year. It was his first time really, getting the ball that much. 14 carries, 91 yards. In fourth quarter touchdown. Yeah, like Notre Dame, like you said, they got NFL players. Like Notre Dame, they're going to the college football playoff. I'm worried about Notre Dame. This is a different Notre Dame team. Usually they're pretenders, but this Notre Dame team is just a little different, And USC, I just wasn't so high on LSU. Like just them losing Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. Like they lost a lot, and it's hard to just re-up and just put more players in there. Like it's gonna take time. And I like USC. I know Miller Moss. I knew he was sitting behind Caleb and whatnot, and I'm a big Zachariah Branch fan. His brother plays on the other side of the ball as well. I mean,
so I thought that was just as big of a revelation as the defense. Miller Moss, man, holy shit! That guy, he reminded me a little bit of Brock Purdy. The way they were fucking big blitzing him over and over and over, and he'd just black out. He just didn't care. He was just hitting. He was hitting fucking throwing the ball through a fucking needle, even while he was getting fucking smoked over and over and over. That's how you break the will of a defense. When a defense does everything right, when you smoke that fucking quarterback and it's like, doesn't even matter. Perfect throw. And I've said, time and time again, that's what separates the good from the great in the NFL and a little bit less on the college level. What do you do with pressure in your face? And Miller Moss was fucking spectacular on Sunday night. I think USC might be a little more of something than people thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that defensive coordinator change was needed though. Like for sure. So they definitely look improved. They look dominant, man. Interested to see if they're back. Like it's a lot of teams that look like they look really good in week 1. We'll see if it continues. Like I ain't going front. Miami looked good against Florida.
We're gonna get to that next. Yeah. We'll get to that next.
Yeah.
The two teams that put forward the real fucking stamps of, hey, this is what we are this year. The ones that put out the big time resume, Georgia and Miami, both laying hellacious ass whoopings. Miami going into the swamp and busting that ass. Miami and Georgia. Tell me about it there, Axe.
Georgia doing what they do. Like I said, Kirby Smart, best coach in the nation, well-oiled machine, like elite level, always top tier, excellent. Not much more to say. Just dominance on both sides of the ball. Just doing what champions do, you know, about Georgia. Clemson, Dabo got to dip into that transfer portal, man. It's getting spooky over there. Like, I don't want to say what Roddy White said, but he was like, ain't enough athletes out there, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which
I don't really know. Like, I get the, you know, but I didn't. Does Clemson have like that many white dudes? I didn't. Yeah. I didn't notice that, but I didn't watch very much of that game either.
He wasn't wrong at all. Not one bit.
Is it a Iowa situation? Like I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so, man, you gotta have more going on. And what was the second game you mentioned? I'm sorry.
Miami and Florida. Well, hold on, real quick on Dabo, since that was such a hot topic this week. I was on United Football Media this weekend, and that episode will be out sometime soon. But I said, you know, I get it. Like the guy wants to do it how he wants to do it. He wants to stay loyal to the guys he recruits, et cetera, et cetera. But you know, even Nick Saban, right? He said, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to deal with the new world of college football. I don't want to deal with a third string running back coming in my office and saying, pay me this much or I'm transferring. I don't want to do this. So he had the dignity to fucking retire. You know what I'm saying? It's either adapt, retire. There is no third option that says, I just do whatever I want and it works out. Like there's really, so Dabo can do this all he wants. We're seeing the results. He can either adapt or get the fuck out. That's where this is going.
Oh yeah, it's definitely getting cold outside with Dabo ever since Trevor Lawrence left. You know,
yeah. And that's another thing to ask. Was he ever even that good? Because the guy walked into generational quarterback back to back between multiple time sex offender Deshaun Watson and then Trevor Lawrence.
You had a point.
You had two of the greatest, you know, the highest ranking, best quarterback prospects of the last, 2 decades back to back. Was Dabo ever even really that good? It's a question to be asked.
Yeah.
Tell me about Miami.
Cam Ward.
Are we back? Cam Ward looked fucking ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I came in front. Like he was making great throws, running the Billy. It looked like a well-oiled machine out there, and the defense was playing with good intensity. I ain't gonna say too much more because I'm a Knowles fan, but just honest analyst Axel, shout out to them for a good win. They went on the road. They took a recruits to that. I thought that shit was funny. Like the security one was
I was watching that. I said I would have took so much pleasure in laughing in that lady's face, right in her fucking face, and say, "Get the fuck out of here, you fucking dweeb." I couldn't believe that. Who the fuck are you?
Oh man!
If you guys didn't see it, the Miami players were walking out. They put the recruits on the visit right next to the tunnel that Miami went in and out. That didn't work out the way they fucking thought it was going to. And there were one of the recruiting coordinators, some fucking lady, was like getting in the Miami players' faces for like waving at them and like talking to them and stuff. I just said, "Get the fuck out of my face! Who the fuck are you? Nobody! Shut up!" Yeah, Miami looked like the U might be back. Cam Ward was fucking incredible. Lived up to the hype and then some. What'd you think of that game, Tay?
They came in and dominated. I like Miami, before the season starts. I think they're also a playoff team. ACC wide open. I mean, I don't see why not. And yeah, Florida, they just couldn't get anything going. Like if you didn't watch the game, you would see their running back Montrell Johnson. He had 106 rushing yards, but he didn't have a good game. He just had 170-yard run, inflated his whole game, and they just couldn't get anything going. Graham Mertz was nothing.
Graham Mertz is 38 years old, still playing like buns.
Yeah, like all I gotta say is they signed a number 3 player out of high school. I'm a fan. DJ Lagway, yeah, they threw him in there. He whatever, but
yeah,
maybe we'll see some.
He looked fucking good, forward, man.
But
yeah,
he was
crazy. What was crazy about several parts of that? It's not just what the record is clearly going to be with the hardest schedule and their performance they put on up against Miami, but on several plays, because the DJ Lagway thing made me think of it. I saw several plays where it was just the most dog shit effort you've ever fucking seen out of Florida players. There was a play when the game was still sort of a little bit in doubt where, the corner comes off or outside linebacker comes off the edge, beats the tackle, and then the tackle just stands there and fucking was like, well, I guess this play's fucking over. Like, doesn't try to recover, doesn't try to help his quarterback up, just fucking stands there and watches it happen after he gets beat. And then on another play, when Lagway was in, the play before they scored a touchdown, you probably remember this, he throws it to a receiver. The receiver kind of stumbles and then just steps out of bounds. He's like 3 yards away. Why are you not fucking diving? You're down. You're at home. You have a freshman quarterback in the game. Make a fucking play for the kid. And you're just going out of bounds while you're getting your ass whooped? What are you doing? If he would have dove, he would have made it. If he would have dove and stretched out for it, fucking crazy.
They quit on Billy Napier, bro. And you hear him in his press conference. He's talking about, talking about my coaching adjustments and no. Like, man, he definitely put his house up for sale. I read a stat. I think it was like he lost more games in like a 3-game losing streak, and Urban Meyer only lost 2 in like a 3-year span or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, Florida fans ain't used to what Billy Napier got going on. This is probably the worst Florida team I've seen in my lifetime. Worse than Ron Zook. Like, they always was like bowl eligible. Even Will Muschamp, he had a couple winning seasons before it went south. Dan Mullen, all of them.
Yeah, Mullen was all right for a while. Tough stuff. This week, I think our big game, right? Everyone in agreement. Michigan, Texas. Texas looked like a fucking monster on Saturday, whooping the fucking shit out of Colorado State. I had to make fun of a few of my friends who are UT fans because they were, doing everything and going to the cookouts and I said, you guys are doing the most over some fucking Colorado State. The fuck out of here. But hey, you got to enjoy the good times while they're there, I guess. And then Michigan, who I don't know if they lit the world on fire with that performance against Fresno State. But week 1, new coach, new players. Maybe that's it. I think Texas is going to come on there and dunk on their fucking heads. I think Texas is going to split them to the white meat, if I'm being completely fucking honest. What do you guys think?
I definitely think that Texas is going to win. I think Quinn Ewers is going to have a huge game. Probably a 10-point win. I'm not going to say 20 or anything like that. I'm going to say a 10-point win by Texas. Like, I just wasn't really moved by the game against Fresno State. Like, nothing really popped off too much. It's definitely last year.
Yeah, I got Texas, but I do think Michigan's a good team. I think they made a mistake at quarterback too. Like, I want them to play Alex Orji. He's different. He's not your typical Michigan quarterback, Yeah,
he's
I wanted to see that. They didn't pick him for the. He played, I think he played at the end of the game, when it didn't matter.
Damn, they didn't hand him the fucking ball. That was what everybody thought was happening this offseason. That's surprising to hear.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I think Michigan's a good team. Like I do. They struggled, but I think like in the long run, we'll look at them like, okay, Michigan was good, but Texas they're at their peak right now. Like this is the best we'll see Texas football. So, they got their quarterback back, even though I like Arch Manning.
Arch looked fucking saucy.
Mm-hmm. But Texas just too much. Like their receivers are just overwhelming. Like Michigan, I would say they do have the best corner in the nation, but it's just too much. Texas they just have it all. They got a good line as well. Like Texas is going to be a little too much for Michigan, but I don't expect a blowout at all because I do think Michigan is still a good team.
Oh, we're gonna see. What else are you looking forward to this weekend, there, Tay? What's on your?
Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Yep. We got some Oklahoma State fans. They got a 29-year-old quarterback, and when he had his first good game on Saturday,
the Division II national champions last weekend. Quarterback had a good game. You need to respect them. Oh, how do you like that, Tay? You need to pay them some respect.
I mean, they did all right. They did all right. They took care of business. But I got Arkansas. I like their quarterback.
Arkansas, all right.
Yeah, I'm going with Arkansas. I like Arkansas coming out. I think Arkansas will be what like Tennessee is. Give it like a year or two. I think Arkansas is going to be a good football team, and yeah, they had they played well, against in their game. They didn't really play anyone, but they still played well. Taylor Green had 229 yards. It's a solid performance. They were off the field really early, but I don't know. I just see something in Arkansas. Like they're gonna make some noise soon. Like it may not be this year. They'll win like 7 or 8 games this year, but I say in about 2 years, when everyone's a little older, Arkansas is gonna be ranked like in the teens, like fighting for a playoff spot in the SEC. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Arkansas, upsetting Oklahoma State.
What about you, Axe? What's on your list this week?
Before I go to my list, I look at the schedule. It's like a lot of weird matchups, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only one I really like is Tennessee and North Carolina State.
Yes,
I got Tennessee winning that one though, because North Carolina State, they really didn't look impressive against
look shaky against Western Carolina. Yep.
So, want to see how that
goes. Tennessee was well-oiled machine. That fucking quarterback, man, that team looks dangerous.
They definitely
we're going to see.
But I want to give a shout out to I hope I pronounced his name right. Tetairoa McMillan, T-Mac.
Yeah.
The wide receiver from Arizona. The 10 receptions.
That was an interesting little game for a minute over there. New Mexico is better than we thought they were going to be coming in.
That quarterback is decent, bro. Like I gotta apologize to him. I want to say the name, Devon Dampier. Yeah, he played a pretty good game. It was just too much McMillan. 10 receptions, 304 yards, school record, like domination. He was like 100 yards away. If it was a little close, he probably would have got it. Like the fact he's 6'5" and ran 22 miles per hour on reception. And he's got the hands. He might be wide receiver number 1. Like him, Luther Burton, like it's toss up, man.
So biggest spreads of the week. We got OSU 38-point favorites over Western Michigan. Are we feeling spicy about that? Considering, generally you can tease it up 2.5 points. So we're talking 41 points.
I didn't like how they look.
Like, who, OSU?
Yeah, like week 1. They got.
So is that a yes? So is that a yes? You going Western Michigan 40.5 plus 40.5?
Yeah, I don't see Ohio State winning about 40.
No. Okay, well there we go. What about you, Tay?
Ohio State by 50. Yeah, They're gonna blow them out. They don't belong on the same field. Yeah, so take
the other one is Mizzou, 34.5. So teased up to 36.5. So 37 over Buffalo.
Oh yeah, they beat Buffalo to sleep.
Okay. Tay,
go in Missouri again. They're gonna. You said how many points was it?
37.
Oh yeah, they'll beat them by 40. That's easy. They could beat them
double ticket to cover. We are in there. What do we think of Colorado, Nebraska?
Nebraska looks better with that quarterback this year. Like it might turn the corner.
Yes, they do.
So, and then
that Colorado defense looked cheeky cheeks, cheeky leaks.
Absolutely, they did. So, yeah, like I don't know. Like, what's the spread on that? I might have Nebraska. I mean, but I don't know. It'll be a high scoring game, I believe. I believe Shador and Travis Hunter are going to play well, but I just don't trust Colorado's defense.
It's Nebraska 7.5. So Nebraska by 8.
Nah, I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna say win by like 3.
3. All right. What do you got there, Tay?
Nebraska by 14. They're covering it.
It's a week like makes. Why? Because that defense was bad, wasn't it, Tay?
It was. It definitely what came down to the wire, but I like Nebraska. I like their offense, what they did on Saturday, and like their quarterback. You know, I think they can take care of business against Colorado.
And Matt Rule, pretty. You know, he got hired to the Panthers and got all that power for a reason back once upon a time because he built up that Baylor team really, really well. So you know, he is a program improver, and they got that quarterback like Axe said, and that Colorado defense looked bad
against an FCS opponent.
Well, it's a FCS powerhouse, but yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, respect to him. Like Nebraska's the next level.
That quarterback was fucking carving. Woo!
He was.
Well, DAR Sports Media, we're carving on the sports coverage and wrestling, combat sports. Tons of articles going up on the Medium site. Please check that out. Please check out our guys over at the United Football Media. I'll be on that show again this week, 4th and 12, their non-spring football flagship show, talking all football. And then, of course, we got the NFL show coming out later on this week. God damn, we got games this week. The big season, the big time is finally here. Our last divisional preview, the NFC West, just went up this last weekend, and I was completely right in one prediction that Trent Williams would be back, no problem whatsoever, that they were just giving him training camp off. And what do you know? Today, that's what happened. Bam, he's back in the fold. So check that out. Me and True covering the wrestling world. We'll be doing a bunch of reviews here real soon because there's been a bunch of wrestling pay-per-views, one coming up this weekend as well. All of that and so much more. We are DAR Media, Sports Media, and the world of DAR never stops.